Good afternoon.
It's kind of morning.
Is it?
12:06.
That's after.
Technically, it's I guess very technically it's afternoon. I always say good morning.
That is the official afternoon is after 12. So good afternoon. I got a joke.
Fine, say it.
I'm not actually I have two. I'll say
Just one. Pick your best.
I don't know if it's good.
Use best.
It's actually
loosely.
Good. Why'd the Scarecrow get an award?
Don't tell me.
Come on, this is a good one.
Hold on. Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he's outstanding in the field.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's actually really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where'd you hear it? You didn't make that up.
Good. Yeah, I just make jokes all the time.
No, you don't.
I write jokes.
You literally do not.
It's one of my pastimes now.
No.
You haven't seen me at my office just writing jokes now. That's what I do.
Whatever.
I'm going on stand-up tour. You heard it here first.
So there's this trend, and I don't think you'd do it because then you'd be like, no, I look bad or sound bad. But it's a trend of trying to see if we have a hidden talent.
Yeah.
And everyone just tries to sing. And everyone's horrible. And everyone's like, don't quit your day job.
But you can sing. You could actually sing, though. That's not fair.
Well, I wouldn't do it. I would put you with other people.
Yeah, I can sing, though. Once I find my tone, I'd have to get my can I have my earpiece in so I have a monitor?
Once you find your tone?
Yeah.
You're going to be looking for a long time.
Yeah, like this. See, you can hear it. It's there.
But what note is that? Like, what are we?
It's a D minor.
This.
So, yeah. That's D minor.
Listen to me.
Listen to me sing.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today? I mean, I know. I'm just curious. I'm sure they want to find out.
Okay, so this is another Mike-led episode.
Skablam.
Which tend to be the most random of the episodes. But I'm actually kind of excited about this.
And it's not conspiracies.
It's not thank goodness.
So good.
We were thinking
I'm going to turn the whole podcast into conspiracy podcast.
Have fun making your own podcast.
Done. I will do it.
You can't use this name.
It's just Mike. It's just you and Mike.
Mike.
It's just you and Mike. That's it. There's no me.
Yeah.
There's no me.
It's just Mike. It's all about nostalgia and our childhoods and like pop culture from that time.
Yeah.
But what's kind of cool is because of our significant age gap,
that's significant.
the audience is going to get two completely different decades.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
So those, if you just popped in, Jenna are 12 years apart.
Yes.
And she was 22 when we met, so It wasn't weird. It wasn't super weird. It wasn't that
Don't
weird.
come for me.
Yeah, don't come. It was good. I was 22. We got married when she was 23. So
yes.
Yeah, but we have a little different perspective on some of the things. Like we both
tons.
Well, I mean, I would say.
Hold on. Let's back up. When was your birth year?
76.
So do you consider your childhood like late 70s or early 80s? Early 80s?
80s, yeah, 80s. I don't remember anything from the 70s. I mean, a little.
Okay.
I mean, maybe glimpses of memories, but I don't. Okay. Like the only president I remember as a kid was Reagan, right? That was Carter was president when I was born.
Yeah.
Reagan was 80, but I remember the whole all the 80s. That's what my grade school time, like.
Yeah.
Things like Book It, and when that came out from Pizza Hut, you remember that was
yes.
that started when I was a kid.
I didn't do much of that. Wasn't that you had to read the books to get the pizza?
Yeah, what a good thing.
I think I got it like one time.
Man, you want to talk about motivating a kid who liked to eat pizza and.
Well, hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
Better than arguably anyone except maybe your mother. There's no way you read that book, you skimmed it, and you got the pizza. No,
I just cheated. No. Dude, you know I read. I read all the time.
That's a new thing.
That's not a new thing.
I even said like a year ago before I said that. I said that. That's so spitty. I said like a year ago, I've never seen you read a book, and then you asked for a Kindle for Christmas, and I will say you have read more. I haven't seen you read in a hot minute, though.
Oh, I finished that series up, so I need to find a new one. So it's a little bit of like reprieve and pause. And plus there were some shows I wanted to catch up on, so it was a little bit of that. Because I just read at night now. That's where I would usually just read till I fall asleep.
Yeah.
But no, as a kid, I read a lot. I mean, and I always read, but I read, you know what I'm reading? I'm reading a lot of articles and facts and things like that. Like that's what I kind of absorb myself in science articles and things that you would drive. Like
sci-fi? Science fantasy?
Science fantasy. It's my favorite genre, science fantasy.
I'll never get over that. I'm never going to live it down.
No, but I would read a lot as a kid, but I will say I often would find I would go to the library because it wasn't about. It was like the number. It was a full book. But they didn't care if it was like a book that was like 10 pages long.
Okay.
So I read a book. read a book.
Oh, I know.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So
yeah, you had a loophole. So I was correct.
I found my loopholes.
Yeah.
I found my.
I know you.
And a personal pan pizza. Come on,
was it Pizza Hut?
Yeah, it was Pizza Hut. That was when the amazing personal pans came out.
Do you know what I remember?
So good. The smell, and that's when Pizza Hut was like the OG greatest place. You had the red cups that you'd go in. They had 2 video games.
Cup, I remember.
They had a salad bar there was the stained glass, lights that were right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Hand up.
I'm trying not to interrupt you, but before you fly by this topic, I want to interject.
Okay.
I remember those lights. I don't remember eating inside of Pizza Hut too often. I have like one memory of a Pizza Hut. You sat down, you got the red cups, you ordered at the thing, right?
Yeah.
But I remember getting like a salad bar or something.
Yeah, salads were huge. It was the unlimited salad bar. My mom would like it.
Your mom would love it.
So my mom loved it, so that's why she would take us to Pizza Hut. And then if I had the free pizza, and we came from like, lower middle class, and we didn't go out to eat a lot. So when we had the free thing, it was like, yes. And it was something my mom would do with just me. So the girls wouldn't go. If I had it, she would take me if they were doing something else. And it's, as every
girls.
And I was the youngest of my mom's kids. So like it was always kind of fun. I had I actually do have strong memories of just me and my mom going where I probably a little bit like, Vaughn, where it's like when you have your mind on something, you ask and you keep asking and asking and asking until it turns into actuality.
Yeah. You manifest it in the most annoying way popular.
It wasn't annoying, but it's like, hey, it's free. It's free.
Yeah.
If our kids got a free thing, like, we got to go. It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
We got to go.
It's free. Yeah.
So she gets
It's a tradition because it's free. That would be Vaughn. I'd be like, we've literally never gone there. What are you talking about?
But he's, for Vaughn, I love the fact that he wants to do stuff like that. It's like he wants to be involved in things, and it's awesome that we have, like, sometimes you need that motivation because you get stuck into things. It's good. I have no issue with that. I love it.
Okay.
But yeah,
book it.
But how good was that?
So you did early 80s.
Early 80s.
Okay, so you were born in 76. I was born in 88, and I actually consider more of my childhood late 90s probably, because that's like when you turn around 10. So that's when I remember like the most consistent. Like I remember Y2K. I was in 6th grade. Yeah. I was 12.
I was in the Army.
I was 12 or 11. I was 11 or 12, and I remember doing a big New Year's Eve party. What's crazy is this isn't like something this isn't normal for me to remember what I was wearing. It's weird. I don't know why. Maybe because it was such a hyped up moment of like, the power's going to crash. My parents bought a ton of water bottles and canned good items because we weren't going to have any kind of civilization after Y2K happened. Yep. And so maybe that's why I remember, but I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing a limited 2 lime green sweatsuit. This is like windbreaker lime green pants. Nice. It was a lime green, same color, furry vest with like a mock turtleneck, and then it was sleeveless, and then I was wearing like a white long sleeve underneath it.
And can you bring that back?
I'm sure I have a picture of it, but like and I was at home and we had family over and we watched the ball drop, and then I just remember the anticipation of like when the ball drops, everyone's like, and nothing happened.
And life went on.
Nothing happened. It was so weird. So maybe because that was such a big, like, not my parents definitely were not like the world's going to end, but they were probably leaned on, well, in case something does happen, we should have water and some food. That was like the extent of it. But I remember learning in school, they didn't know if like the numbers were going to crash or like the computer. So maybe that's why I remember what I was wearing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a little bit of prep.
No.
I think it's kind of smart. You should have some reserve food and reserve water and everyone in any situation. Even if it's just weather knocks out something for a week, you should have something.
I'm just trying to figure out, why do I remember what I'm wearing? Because I don't remember anything else of what I'm wearing in my whole life, really. And so maybe it's just because of the hype that was around it.
Yep.
Or remember how we talked about in the past, we kind of have fake memories if we've seen photos of days and stuff.
That's right.
And I've seen photos of that night.
You do, yeah. And it's funny how, like, if you think back in memories and if you see yourself in third person on there, it's probably an amalgamation of seeing the pictures, family stories, and we kind of create these, I don't want to call them false memories, but they're embellished memories where what you thought happened isn't always 100%, but it's pretty close. But we do have a lot of false memories. Every human does.
Well, I do have memories because I remember like from my actual eye vision of like watching the media room TV in the brick room. Yeah. So I have both. I do have actual memories.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember Y2K. Yeah, I would actually say your more formative times of remembering childhood is probably around that 4th, 5th, 6th grade where it really starts because you have a lot of things you're like hyped for. You're still super connected. Your family, your friends are important, but they're not as important. So you used to have all this stuff kind of like happening. But so mine would have been mid late 80s. Like when Nintendo craze came out in like 84, 85. That's the hype of it. I was about 9 when that happened. So
okay, then I'm very late 90s or into the early 2000s. But I gotta say, I think that my childhood time period is way better than yours.
Wow.
90s Disney, the Disney Channel on TV in the 90s was off the charts.
Okay.
It was so good. And you, unfortunately, were still on the channels that you've talked about.
Oh, 4, 6, 9, 12, 24. I can still remember it. I can still remember the actual channels.
So I don't ever, that's the difference. That's the only difference I have is I don't remember having to wait because we had cable whenever I turned probably 8 or 9, right? And before that, we had the VHSs of all the original, so we would watch those all the time when I was little.
Yeah.
But and also the craziest thing I'll never forget having, and I don't remember the year, maybe we can look up when this came out, but I'll never forget when my parents showed us that we could now record shows. So we didn't miss it. Now that's normal. But back then it was
record,
my childhood.
On a VHS?
No, record the cable, and it would store in the library to watch later.
Original DVR.
Yes, DVR.
DVR was what it's called. There was a company.
That was magic.
TiVo. TiVo was the name of the company that started. Yeah, TiVo was the first company that made the the hard drive that you could record things. I do remember that, but the evening cartoons that came on that if you missed, like Charlie Brown's Christmas or Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, when they had an evening, 7 p.m. is when they would on. You had cartoons in the evening, was crazy. And you had to plan around it. You had if you missed it, you missed it.
Right.
You only did it once a year, and it was such a big day that you would actually look forward to. All the kids at school would be talking about oh, today Charlie Brown special's on. And
see, they don't have, they're never going to experience that, the kids.
No.
It's sad. Little things like that. I just researched digital video recorders, DVRs, first appeared in early 1999. So I was 10.
Yeah,
so
right.
I should probably say I'm an early 2000s childhood because that's one of my first younger 10-ish memories.
Yeah.
And so that was my AIM. I remember AIM was a big deal. Oh my gosh, or when the door would shut when someone left. It's I saw a reel on Instagram where they were playing those nostalgic sounds, and I did not realize.
What is that one of the most nostalgic sounds?
Well, I didn't think it, but when I heard it, it was this crazy zoom back into almost excitement. Because a guy would pop on that you think was cute and be open the door and I'd be
and he was 40.
Hot Boy 225 is on, and you'd be hey, sit, just ridiculous. And then if they would leave really fast, slam the door, you'd be oh. I just didn't realize how triggered I was by those sounds. I listened to it 4 times just to get that high again. It was crazy.
Did you know the boys that were on there?
Well, yeah, because you only were friends with your
real friends.
Your
chat
friends.
rooms that you go, because I didn't have AOL came out
did the chat
when
rooms.
I was in. It was after West Point, after college, so it would have been when I was in the Army, and I do remember kind of using it on occasion, but more of it was still it would still just pick up the phone and call somebody. But
chat
I could see you be high school. You didn't do that chat room?
I didn't even really it wasn't a thing. I don't remember my friends being on it, and my parents probably were clueless about
that's what I'm saying.
Chat rooms. They didn't teach me not to. It just wasn't a thing. Now,
Wild West of internet.
Well, what gives me the heebie-jeebies and the shakes was interacting with complete male strangers on MySpace. Because MySpace came out when I was 15.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, and my parents, now we as parents, we study this crap and we try to stay ahead of the game of what kids are doing on socials and making fake accounts. We are so educated on it because we grew up with social media, or I grew up in the generation of social media, millennial, and my parents didn't know. And I was a kid and I didn't really know it was bad. I'm chatting from with a 16-year-old boy from California.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some things they'd say, I'd be oh, he wants to be my boyfriend. We're just idiots.
Yeah.
And 100% I had to have been talking to some creeps on there.
Right.
I go back to conversations and I'm there was a time where I almost said I was dating a guy in Oregon or something. It probably was a man named Stan who was 52 in Oregon. And it makes me shudder. But thank goodness the internet was still a baby and it was in its infancy.
You were also smart enough that you wouldn't have done.
I wouldn't have met anybody or told them my address. You wouldn't have been
I need to go move to another state because they're telling. I don't think. No. I think you would have been more Dad, this guy, and then I think you would have been embarrassed and just deleted it maybe. But I don't think you would. I think you probably had enough of the moral compass of like, this feels icky. You wouldn't do something. I bet you would. Right.
And I'm trying to think. I never really like shut it off for being like, this got too creepy or serious. It just like we'd like stop talking and move on to the next person. MySpace is just like weird. I don't know. No,
I remember.
We're like chatting with random people.
And I was older, but so I was in my late, I guess, it would have been probably even late 20s, early 30s. I kind of remember it. Like, and then, so you would randomly just talk to me. It was like all your friend group and you'd share pictures on it. Would just upload a bunch of crap and it was all
your top 8.
Yeah, whatever it was. And then it was bizarre. And then, the amount of like randos and then tail end of MySpace. I remember that turning into just, at least ours, I remember it was just nothing but like solicitation from like.
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh. It was like filthy. I was like, that's when then Facebook took over. But it was like.
Wait, solicitation? Just in what?
Like, I don't know. It was all like people like trying to get you on porn.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I
don't remember that.
What is this? Like, none, like, so really, literally, I don't, like.
Do you know why? No, it's because I was in, like, the prime, like, teenage spot. And I think what happened is I went to college in 2006, and then no one used MySpace or talked about it because now Facebook was the shiny new thing. So I think I ditched MySpace before it actually died. I think we all were like, MySpace isn't cool. It's for babies, essentially. Yeah. We moved to Facebook, but you had to be in a college. Yep. You had to have a college email, and it wasn't what it is today. Well, it literally was only seeing people you followed. There was... It was boring.
Probably safer. Probably safer because it was actually people you knew, and it wasn't quite as the World Wide Web of everyone and everything, and your grandparents and your kids on the same platform, which I guess for a college kid you wouldn't want that. Now it's kind of what it is. It's a different marketplace. But that's probably why kids use Snap now and other things that their parents aren't on. Kids kind of want to be on things that their parents aren't involved in.
Well, and you never found like new people on Facebook organically. If you wanted to like meet people that weren't at your college, you literally had to like go to a person that you're friends with and then look at her friends and like search to find people.
Shout out to Facebook. Facebook Messenger kind of saved our opportunity, our relationship. Remember, you got locked out at work.
Oh, because of the coffee shop?
Yeah, the coffee.
I would have just texted you the next morning. You crazy?
Yeah, but I would have been like,
it's not that dramatic.
Yeah, but you still like were like, it's still. I was like, wow, I thought you were icing me. Anyway, long story short is we told the story. Jen was supposed to meet me on our kind of our first coffee date. Yeah, we met after the first. We had dinner the first
second date.
I mean, our second date, yeah, and then she just iced me. Didn't show up. No call, no text, nothing. I was like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
The real story is I left my phone at work. And we closed early on a Sunday night in a mall.
And you didn't know where I was, right? Isn't that where we were going to meet up?
We hadn't said. I was just going to call you after work.
And I was at the coffee shop across from where you were at the Galleria. Anyway, so Facebook, thumbs up.
I would say saved us is
I didn't say a
little dramatic.
I mean, I would have just deleted. I would have gone.
Whatever. You were crushed.
Okay, so that sound really, that's the part that brings you back. Boom. What about, I got one that is probably going to bring you back to memories, because not necessarily you, but I bet you heard it over and over and over. GoldenEye, video game music.
Oh my gosh, my brothers played that constantly, and I was never good at it. Never. I was never good at video games.
How's it go? How's that music go? And we lost all the followers. And unsubscribe.
Or I think that was actually really good. I was impressed.
Thank you. Harmonized.
It's not harmonizing. You were the beat.
Thank you. And I read a little bit of extra in there. I don't know what it. Thank you.
I remember that my middle brother Kevin played that nonstop. Yeah. Every day.
The golden gun.
Oh yeah, and he was like wicked good at it too. Colt would play it too, but Kevin, I remember that being so much Kevin's game. So yeah, and I'd try to play, and it would just be so frustrating. I would just hide and try to stay alive.
It sounds.
But they could read the maps.
I saw you play Call of Duty once. Same tactic.
Tuck in a corner and shoot people as they come in.
Hide and just don't move and press one button. I just camp.
I just find a corner, I get on my belly, and I just put my eye, and then I just... Pew. And then they're so mad. You can see in the chat, they're like, camper! And I'm like, don't come at me. Yeah. I win.
Call you Coleman.
Why?
Coleman tents. Camping equipment.
Oh. Okay. That's horrible.
No, it was good, actually.
That was pretty bad. If you have to explain the joke, it's not a good one.
All right, continue.
I remember that game. But the one that I also remember is Mario Kart. So I grew up on Nintendo 64.
Right.
And when I say grew up, again, I did not play that much, but my brothers did. The one video game on the Nintendo 64, I'm sure there were others now that I think about it. We had a ton. But the one I really liked was just Super Mario, where you had to go through all the levels. I thought that was really fun. But do you know the
you mean the Super Mario, like the first world, the 3D one?
I don't know. Nintendo 64?
Nintendo 64, yeah. That would have been the first 3D version of Mario. I think it was called Mario
fun.
World.
Do you take a guess and really think about, like, playing video games with Berkeley? It Takes Two, okay?
Yeah,
get in that mindset. You've watched me play that game.
Yep.
What was the part in Super Mario that would constantly like cause me to sweat because I was so stressed the entire process?
So Mario World, my roommate had a Nintendo 64 and he played that, and I actually didn't have a video game system at that time.
Are you going to answer my question?
No, I'm trying to think about the game. Because I did,
like, where are we going?
I did play it, but I didn't play it a lot. So I'm trying to remember what would have been. I know there was I don't know.
Just think about games, what you have to do. You have
jumping, probably jumping.
No, I'm great at jumping. I just jump at all costs.
Oh, shooting. Yeah, it's
no.
Moving, crouching, crawling.
No.
That's all the stuff.
Anything where you have to swim underwater. I'm horrible at swimming underwater. Do you remember me playing It Takes Two? My girl would just swim into a corner and get stuck, or I'd go down instead of
straight
up.
Down.
Like I couldn't figure out the little controllers. Oh my gosh, horrible.
Video games were important to me growing up. That was a big deal.
You were a gamer.
I was, gamers before.
Still are a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, I like games. It's fun. I like it because it's mindless and it's fun, and I like the stories.
Did you know the video like that? Yeah, that's like the one hobby.
Did you know the video game industry is? I think it was about 5 years ago. It's bigger than the movie industry.
Oh, that makes sense to me. It's more accessible.
Stories are getting deeper. I mean, video games are crazy right now. They're wild. But from what I grew up on, the one game I remember that still brings back nostalgia and I love is Super Mario Brothers, the original.
Oh, I think you're going to say Atari.
No, Atari. We had one, but I was kind of young. It was kind of so archaic. I don't remember having like.
My dad grew up on a
Atari. No, mine was the original NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, U.S. version of Nintendo. It was awesome. I think it was at Christmas of '85 that I got mine. So
what does that look like? I'm gonna look it up.
It's a box. It's the gray box with the cartridge that you had to blow in. What is it called?
Yeah, we did that with 64s.
Oh yeah,
which is hilarious because you're like spitty kids.
Oh yeah,
you
made it worse.
And then you shove it back in there.
Yeah, and so.
But it works.
It did work. It broke the games over time, but
Super Mario. What was it?
Super NES, just NES. Yeah, the original Super Mario Brothers. It's the one little like game box that they re-released.
Yes.
I played that on that sound, the movement. That's it. That's the one. So that one that's the heavy nostalgia to me. And the other game that was with it at the same time was Tech Mobile. I used to play
what?
Tech Mobile was the first football game that came out on it. That game. Look
at the graphics.
Oh yeah.
1985. You can barely make out what they are.
8-bit. No, that was 8-bit system.
What does that mean?
It's just the amount of graphics rendering it could do.
Oh.
And then 16-bit was Sega, and then 32-bit was Nintendo 6. No, 60.
Does that take you back?
Nintendo 64 was 64-bit, hence 64. What's that?
Does that take you back?
Oh yeah. And it had that weird movement where it always kind of like you're a little bit on ice. Everything was like, that's what's fun about it. It was, anyway, I could run that game. The first thing, I probably could have done it with my eyes closed back as a kid on the first level. I knew, ding, based on the sound. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
That's how much I played that game. I loved it.
So you came home from school. Your mom was working. You lived in a duplex next to your grandma. So you'd go straight home and video game?
I mean, probably. But they were boring enough that it wasn't like new games where you're online playing with friends. Like I remember you would get burned out because you'd play for 30 minutes and like, wow, like it wasn't like these long marathon game sessions, probably just because of like, you would get repetitive, right?
Yeah.
And you could beat a game an entire weekend. So this is the other thing that was, you were in there. We both have strong memories of the rental videos, right? We could talk about that in a second. Like Blockbuster? It's huge, right? So my mom's hair salon was next door to a rental place. And so when I was probably 6th, 7th grade, she'd bring home
6, 7.
Sorry, please, you can delete that.
Keep it in.
She'd bring, I would like instead of buying games, we'd just rent a game. Right? You rent it for the weekend and play it, and I'd get tired of it and just often beat it. And I remember even DuckTales being a game that I liked. I probably was in the 7th grade when that came out. Grade.
My brothers had to have rented games. I just don't remember.
That's only way I got games, was renting them. Couldn't afford to buy them. Yeah,
they had to have rented them, and I'm just not remembering. We had it wasn't name brand. We had a Blockbuster. I grew up in Burleson. Burleson's big now, but we lived about 30 minutes outside. We were in Burleson, but literally 2 houses down started Alvarado. So we were in the country. And so Blockbuster was in town. That was like almost a 30-minute drive. But we had a little like mom and pop like movie rental place out in the country by us. Not like
Family Video, but like something like that.
Not Family Video, but something even more obscure.
Yeah.
And so I do remember renting movies out of there. And what's crazy is I remember that being so popular, but I also remember when it closed and all of them started shutting down. Yeah. And I remember it closing and I would go and buy DVDs for like $2.
But you were older. I mean, you very much grew up with the Friday night, watch a new video with your family, or you'd go out together. Like we had that in common still, because the digital streaming didn't really even come out until we were married. Remember when Netflix and the House of Cards came out, and it was all like, man, it was changing everything. And that was like, gosh, that would have been 2010-ish is when the streaming really came in and just murdered the video stores, Blockbuster and all this stuff.
Well, and I think this has been talked about so much. I am the smack dab middle year of a millennial. I'm the definition.
You are
millennial. I'm
the picture.
Smack
look it up.
dab.
Look it up in the dictionary. It's got Jenn.
88 is the smack middle year.
Sure.
And I've seen a lot of stuff about this, but we are the last generation that had these little things of nostalgia, like the home landline.
Yeah.
We didn't have computers when we were really little, like readily with all these video games and stuff. We had the AIM. It's crazy. My generation and the 2 to 4 years around me, we literally had all these things, but then we literally lived the entire change and shift. We had the Blockbusters, but we remember also as a kid it going out of business and seeing DVDs and then Blu-rays.
Well, that was still very much in existence. That they just shifted their model to be Blu-rays and DVDs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All the shifts.
Yeah.
We've lived through those shifts, and we still had a childhood in like under 10 where it was still run out, be outside and play majority of the time. We still had no internet until I was 10 to 12.
Yep.
So like those really formative years, we did not have internet interwebbed into, we didn't.
Sure you did.
We didn't.
Your family didn't, but the internet, the internet didn't even exist when I was a kid.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like the internet existed when you were in the 90s. It existed.
Right. I'm saying my generation and the people who are, again, within 4 years of me, we literally had an internet-free childhood until it got to like middle school, and then we lived it.
Yeah, no.
So
you're saying that you brought into it. Where like for me, my entire, all the way through high school, there was, I remember my senior year, my one friend had the internet. He was like, you got this thing. And we went over because I did a project my senior year, and he's like, I can get these pictures. It was for cars we were trying to download. And he's like, went on these rooms. I'm like, dude, where did you get these things?
Where is this?
Like, how is this coming from? He's like, oh, I'm on this. And it was where you had to like type an IP address in, super archaic. And he actually was like literally the only person I knew that had. And then I went to college, and at the academy, they had the internet and they had emails and all those things. And I was like telling people like, you can actually write it was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, my childhood lived completely internet free, but my college was 100% when all the internet just exploded.
I just feel like that late 1990s into 2006, a lot happened from 1995
as a
to
child,
2005.
You got to see it for sure.
And in those 10 years, we went from little library cards where you'd pull out like the little number or whatever, and then we went to looking up an index online. Like we really, we had both experiences, and it was wild how we got the internet young enough to where as adults we aren't falling. Most of us aren't falling for like scams and stuff. We're very savvy when it comes to internet. But I do love that under 10 years old, we really got that
still had the
young 90s, 80s.
It's like what I grew up with.
Yeah, what you grew up with. We really have like, my generation was smack in the middle of learning how to pivot.
Well, we've talked about this before. It's like you and I both got to experience the Saturday morning cartoons. It was like the things that you couldn't just click on and get anything in early access. And our kids have that. And here's my prediction, and call it crazy. Like, I think our kids are the last generation of even traditional media, what it even looks like right now, right? Everything.
Yeah, cable and stuff.
It's cable is dying pretty quickly and traditional. It's like Disney, and those things are going to be around in content, but AI is going to change everything to the point where like, hey, if I want to watch a movie, I just type in some prompts and it'll create. I promise you, in our lifetime, there'll be ability to just type it in. Like, I kind of want to watch a movie about this with these characters and these actors, and they'll be able to make up something that's probably going to be pretty good. It's not. I mean, it's crazy. Like, you can watch,
except when it glitches and the main star has like two heads.
Yeah, but
for
that's
a split
right.
second.
But that's right now.
Right.
And think about how even like we talked about just the advancement of that. Like, remember how you could always tell AI because the hands were all weird. Sometimes it'd have an extra finger, or sometimes it'll be off. Now it's getting to the point where like Sora, you look at it like, is that? It's like it's almost to the point where like you can still tell a little bit, but it's super close to not being able to tell right now.
Yeah, what's crazy is I've seen it a lot through like Amazon products where they'll have like promotional videos attached to like the landing pages, and you can tell it's AI, number one, because this beautiful baby who's like acting perfectly and doing just the cutest things that would be really hard to like get. You can tell with their skin, it's like glowing perfect skin without skin details. And so those are the things now I'm honing in on.
Jen.
I know.
We're talking, I mean, and now it's close. A year from now, it's even crazier. And so like our generation and our kids' generation, it's like they're going to be experiencing how to navigate this whole thing that we had to navigate the internet for anyway. But this is about nostalgia.
Yeah, so let's not go to the future.
Maybe these podcasts are going to be nostalgic because they just want to listen to Mike and Jen. We can just AI this thing and it'll be great. What do you want us to talk about?
Ding, ding, ding.
No,
AI.
it is weird. But I actually think there's going to be this big upsurge of it. I think people are going to adopt to it, using it. People are using it already, and it's going to take tons of jobs. People are going to have to adapt to it, but I think people will still want to have that human interaction. We can still be able to tell. And
I said that to Haley a couple days ago. I said, I think, who knows, but I feel like our country and our world is going to be so hyped up on AI because it's the new shiny thing. We're going to go all in on it. We're going to take it too far. It's going to replace jobs. And for like jobs where it's like assembly and everything is just very by the book and there's no changes, I could see how AI could mainstream things for companies. But I think we're going to overshoot and have to figure out how to get out of the mess when it comes to like empathy and being a human with like customer service.
Sure. I don't think you'll ever, I mean, they are getting to the point where AI can replicate human emotions and things like that, but it's still going to be, you're talking to a robot. You'll still know, but weirdly, again, not to get on a sidebar, but people already having emotional relationships with their chats.
Okay, we're
bots.
Done.
They're already doing it.
I know. This
already
is a different
happening.
Conversation, and it freaks me out. So
point is, but I think actually the arts are going to become more popular, like live performances where you see people do long form.
They crave it.
Yeah, because you're going to like the cruise industry didn't exist until airplanes shut down international travel for boats. There wasn't like an industry for cruises. That didn't exist, right? That was they did it for travel, and they would go to a destination, and they had suites and things like that, but you were going from New York to London, right?
Right.
The cruise industry was like, what do we do with all these ships? How do we get things? Like actually eventually made Carnival eventually was the one was like, oh, let's just make vacation destination. Like so that created a whole industry of leisure that used to not be a leisure industry. Point is that I think that human connection will still be there, but there's going to be a lot of shifts we're going to have to go through. And I think the biggest jobs that are at risk are white collar jobs. It's great. Like the people that actually have great salaries that work in an office, you work in an office in front of a computer, start training yourself on how to use your hands or be art. Anyway, let's go back to nostalgia to make it fun.
Yeah, you trailed off there for a long time.
All right, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions here. All right.
Okay.
What is your childhood comfort show or movie that it still holds up?
What?
The show that like you, a show or movie.
Full House.
Okay, that holds up. Like, would you go back and watch it right now?
Oh, heck yeah. Full House holds up.
All right.
100%. Although it was old when I watched it. I remember being like, this is from the 80s.
That came out when I was a kid.
Yeah. Full House. Degrassi was huge when I was in middle school.
Isn't that Drake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like, for fun, okay, you don't even know this, for funsies, like a month back, was it Netflix who got Degrassi on? One of the streamings have it on, and I've been watching it through there, and I'm like, hilarious. It's kids trying to act. It's like so bad. But like I remember like clinging to every week. Like so excited. So like those shows, Degrassi, Laguna Beach came out when I was in high school.
Yeah, I said one. You just listen to.
Well, hold on. This is the thing. Again, I just feel like maybe everyone feels this way about their generation, but I feel like we got so many like firsts and like big moments. That was the first reality TV show shot like that. And I remember being like, what the heck? This is like such real life, which now we know it's like heavily scripted.
Well, The Real World came out when I was in high school.
Okay.
And I remember that was the first time where it was like everyone talked about it. That show was on forever.
SpongeBob SquarePants still holds up.
SpongeBob.
The best. Come at SpongeBob and I'll block you. I love that show.
That one came out probably when I was in high school, I think. And
I was in 6th grade.
I was a little old, but I didn't appreciate it. But now it's like, it's funny. Because Ren and Stimpy.
No, it was in high school.
What's that?
I was in 6th grade. Couldn't have been high school. It was probably college for
Maybe.
you.
Okay, but I guess Ren and Stimpy was kind of that art form. Like that kind of weird. Do you remember Ren and Stimpy?
I never got into that.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I kind of watched it. I didn't.
Rugrats.
Okay.
Pepper Ann.
What?
Doug. These are all comfort shows that I grew up on.
And you think they still hold? You'd watch them and be like, this is good.
Well, they're nostalgic to me, so sure. I'm like, this is so good.
All right. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Voltron, only 2 seasons.
Voltron.
Yeah. Oh, man, great. So good. All these cartoons are the ones.
So good.
I could go back. So it's funny, is G.I. Joe, I've actually rewatched it, and it's so bad. So bad. It's so, like, it's like, in my mind as a kid, it's like, this is so tough and awesome. And then, like, everything they shoot laser beams out of their guns, and they're awful shots, and then they blow up airplanes in the air, and no matter what, somebody would always parachute out of it. So no one ever really died. Yeah. They would get shot all the time. People would always get shot, but and it was, but it was awful.
Never saw death.
Bad. Yeah. I actually watched one episode where like they invaded West Point, and then all the cadets started shooting their rifles, which by the way don't have like firing mechanisms. So like the cadets are all shooting laser beams in there. One of the funniest episodes ever, because I'm like, didn't happen, couldn't happen, but awesome. I wanted a laser beam, 1911 rifle. It'd be awesome. Anyway,
it's hilarious.
So those are the ones, and the real one, like as a kid, Knight Rider. Come on.
Knight Rider? What is that?
David Hasselhoff in his prime, the Hoff. Yo. It was with a car. So good. The car was an AI. Come back to the whole AI conversation.
Okay.
The car was like alive. And he would say, and the main character's name was Michael, so I kind of...
Interesting.
So I wanted a leather jacket. I wanted to be a little bit like the Hoff before Baywatch came in, which Baywatch then got bigger in high school.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
And then 90210, I don't know if you watched that show. That was huge. Okay.
I've never seen that. I've never seen like the big popular 90s sitcoms, and I don't know if it's because maybe I wasn't allowed to, or like I never watched Gilmore Girls. I never watched Friends, which Friends was
great.
I have now, but I went like 2 years ago. I watched it.
That show I never watched. Spanned a generation from me to you.
What were the top TV shows in the late 1990s? I just want to see if I'm missing anything. 1997, 1999 were a golden era for television. I agree. That's what I'm telling you.
According to the internet. I could say that about the 80s. The music. We can get into that.
80s is not prime for TV. It was just getting started.
Yeah.
Okay, I never saw Seinfeld. I never saw ER. I should have specified kids
Seinfeld
shows.
Interesting. All right.
Rugrats. It's the first one on the list. I told you. Hey Arnold, the Angry Beaver, Cat Dog. Yes, these are also the Wild Thornberries. How
you're
could
just
I
looking at
forget
cartoons
that?
then.
Dexter's Lab. We have the best Powerpuff Girls. Ed, and Eddie. Yes.
Cartoon Network.
Recess.
You had Cartoon Network as a kid.
Pepper Ann, Doug. Yeah, these are on here.
All good ones. I just still think the 80s was the first. We were at least the first generation how these big corporates figured out how to schlep more toys to us.
I think you just started because I had. Are you kidding me? I was in the Barbie era.
I know
everything was Barbie.
So He-Man was made to sell the toy. He-Man wasn't a cartoon until they made the toy, and they're like, "How do we sell more of this toy?" They literally came in. They went hand in hand. You remember watching that show with the Toys That Made Us? Remember?
Yes.
Great show, by the way. Recommend it if you want to watch it.
It's good.
But they literally. My generation was the first one. It's like, let's target children and let's do it legally. So let's make cartoons, but the toys were already ready to go.
Yeah.
So they knew exactly what they were doing. So
smart.
Welcome to the consumerism of the 80s.
Just because I feel like I have a large demographic of my same age, all that, the Amanda Show, so good. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps. Arthur was so good. Wishbone.
Wait, wasn't
on PBS.
Kim Possible your generation?
Kim Possible.
That's who you look like, right? Isn't she redhead?
Well, she has red hair and then wears the black top and the olive green pants, which I wear all the time. Okay. Zoom, yes. I mean, so
I don't know any of those shows.
It's just the era of great television. We had so many options. I think that's the difference is because cable had just started.
Yeah, you did have
it just exploded with content because they needed to like fill the air essentially. We had a lot of options.
Especially the Disney and Nickelodeon, they were making a lot of things that were targeted to teens and tweens, right?
Well, that was the rise of the child star. Like at Disney, which is obviously so problematic.
We had them, but it was more like the movie stars, like, you know, and The Wonder Years was a big show when I was a kid. I actually really liked that show a lot.
So not to get too deep, and I promise we'll go back, but this is my one like analogy. Just like right now, we're not waking up a society, but I think talking and sharing with more people who maybe don't do like content creation. We're getting more vocal about like kids being exploited for like having their own Instagram and their parents basically getting their kids to do all these videos and making a crap ton of money, basically making their kids be influencers under the guise of she has so much fun and she loves it, when really it's like a workhorse type situation. Child exploitation is like to the forefront right now.
As it should be.
But it's a cycle because the same thing happened in the 90s with these kids being on TV.
Oh, yeah.
They realized really quick that there was a market with live people television that hadn't been done. It had all been animated. And they literally just, all these kids, that's when they made all these, like Nickelodeon was top dog, Disney was top dog, Cartoon Network was top dog. PBS did not do that so much. They had more of the animation.
Sure.
But there's this boom of just all these. Before that, the 90s shows like that, you didn't see this massive child star being I mean, you can name a ton of them. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, like he decided to back out and go to college.
Definitely, the 90s probably created more of them because of the Nickelodeons and into Disney's. We had the big ones as well. I mean, there were plenty of child stars in the movies and things that happened in my generation.
Movies are different.
But it was different. But
movies are different.
And there's always been, there has been, truth is there's always been child stars. But the thing is that's such a slippery slope because, I mean, it's sad, but a vast majority of the really large ones have a struggled life, and it is sad.
Movie child star is very different than someone who is making an active TV show every single day, because that's like a culture, and that is that's a very long. You know how those shows. There were more. Boom, boom, boom.
There were more in the 90s.
Movies, they'll film for 2 to 3 months, depending on the movie.
Ricky Shorter was a huge one. He's still good at he's still around acting. He seems to actually be one of those that didn't fall into the oblivion.
Anyway, besides
Silver
that,
Spoons and stuff. Gosh, there's so many. All right, I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions. Just answer them with one word, and I'll answer it too.
One word,
or just one thing, as best you can. Which 90s or early 2000 trend would you bring back immediately? One trend you could bring it back right now. 90s or 2000s?
Blow up furniture.
What?
That's so fun.
You're a designer. You're going to bring back blow-up furniture?
Every time I see it, I get so excited. It takes me back to my room.
For real?
It like makes me all warm and fuzzy.
Okay, you're saying for the trends for... Okay, all right.
Like, the side makes me happy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you owned cats?
Yeah. That'd be awful. Here's the thing is, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I just wish we could bring back Saturday morning cartoons where the kids actually look forward to it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I want to bring that trend back, where it's like... all the on-demand stuff, cut it down so like you actually look forward to it. That's what I wish we could do. All right. Okay. First celebrity crush. You don't have to. I know it was me, but besides me.
I think I remember thinking Colin Farrell was cute the first time. But I've never been a big fan.
I bet you like Gerard Butler. I bet you thought he was.
That was like an adult. No, childhood. I never was like a fangirl. I never had posters of anyone on my wall. I felt like it wasn't pretty in the decor. Like seriously, I guess I've always been designing to a sense. I never owned like a poster of anybody. I've never been like a big fangirl. I still to this day have a hard time being like, who would I freak out seeing in real life? And
as a kid,
I was the same way. Yeah. I was kind of like, I don't know. I just didn't really
Jonathan
think about
Taylor
it.
Thomas, isn't he one that wasn't he like a?
I thought he was cute, but again, I wasn't like a boy crazy girl who like had the posters or anything.
Right.
I didn't think about it that much.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about girls that I like in high school. I'm trying to think what the crush would have been. I thought Jennifer. Well, I don't know if she was a little bit.
Love Hewitt.
I thought she was real pretty. I'm trying to think about that age, but that's also when Jenny McCarthy was on MTV, and I thought she was really pretty as well.
Oh, Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah, I thought she was on MTV, and MTV was big when I was in high school. It's huge. So she was on one of so anyway, but
the first like merch I bought was Spice Girls in 5th grade.
Okay.
So I could say that was the group that I loved.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
What song brings you back to being a kid? I saw Spice Girls bring back.
I was about to say, Wanna Be by Spice Girls. Any kind of like cartoon, like Do 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 do.
Which one is that?
Let anyone listen just for a minute. Do do do. It's Doug. But I remember like any of like the Pepper Ann, Mike's too cool for 7th grade. Catch her if you can, Pepper Ann. I remember all like the theme songs, and those suck me back.
Mine, all the theme songs, agreed. So. There you go. See, I agree with all the theme songs. Like again, going back to the cartoon theme songs, Transformers, G.I. Joe's, those things. I weirdly already talked about. I can't remember things. I probably can remember those songs because it was important.
I'm not putting any money on it.
Words. Nope. Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Autobots fight the evil forces of the Decepticons. Yeah,
you do?
I know, that's right. It's weird.
That's the first time I've ever seen you do that.
It's important to me.
Now, what comes next?
So then the other.
That's all we get.
Well, that's all you had. It was just hooks. You didn't learn a lot of words and things. But then high school, like my era, I know you're going to argue with this. You said NSYNC, grunge music and heavy metal music.
Sick.
Look, Metallica Black Album still to this day holds. Nirvana. Oh, the one that brings you back like instant high school is like Stone Temple Pilots. I can tell you, boom.
Is what?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Never even heard of them.
Oh, yeah. Seriously?
Wouldn't joke about that.
Okay, we'll have something. We have a lot more questions, but for the interest of time, we could probably pause this and do a whole another episode on nostalgia because we want to do it. So,
that was so good.
Do you want to? It is good. Literally have another 10 questions here that we could go through.
Ooh, no, we got to bust through a jar of...
jar weird questions? Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to read off my phone from my Instagram question box because I haven't taken the time to write them out and put them in a jar. So I'm so sorry.
Got one. We'll do one. Let's do it. Jar of weird phone questions.
Okay. Jar of weird...
Phone of weird questions.
Phone of weird questions. Here they are. There's some good ones in here. I already kind of looked through them.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're going to like this question. If you could live inside one movie or show universe for a week, what would you
Star
choose?
Wars.
You didn't even...
Heck yeah, Star Wars.
You interrupted me with that so quickly.
Yeah.
Star Wars?
Heck yeah.
Why?
That'd be awesome. Because you're in the past, but in the future at the same time, because it was a long time ago, and it's like science fantasy.
Put me in Star Wars, and I just
You could be a Jedi, you could be a mercenary, you could be a hero, you could be a... What's that song?
We could be heroes forever and ever. What's that song?
Anyway.
No, I put me in Star Wars, and I imagine me spitting a lot because it's so dusty and dirty, and my contacts being very itchy and dry. I don't want to live in that world.
Another one that would be kind of cool on the science fiction thing, even nerdier, two universes. Dune would be sweet, and so would the Foundation series of it, because there's like, those are like, it'd be kind of cool.
All right, pick one to ask me.
What would you live in? Let's do that. I find them giving them.
I want to live in a Sims world. I want to live in The Sims 4.
Got.
That's
So.
Dugan Dargan.
You want everyone. So you wanted the ability to within 30 minutes meet somebody, move in with them.
Have a baby by science, adopt a dog, and rescue a horse. That is correct.
And move in with Mortimer and kick him out.
And kick out Bella Goth and take his house.
Take his house, but never get married, but somehow you kick them out. You're just the third party that somehow kicks everyone out, which Jen has done.
No. I mean, yeah, I have.
If you could erase one random fact from everyone's memory, what would it be?
Oh, okay. So I farted in math class in 7th grade and it still haunts me. It was on the plastic chair, so it just like reverberated.
7th grade?
In Miss Williams' class.
It's old enough to like really have that like matter.
Oh, it was so bad. I'll never forget this girl, Tiffany Gomez, like stuck up for me and the whole class was laughing and she was like, "What? Y'all act like you've never done that." And she was like, you know, she had some popularity in 7th grade and everyone like, "Shut up."
Good
and I was
for her.
Like, yeah.
It's like Adam Sandler when it was at Happy Gilmore where he's like, he pees his own pants with it. You know
what?
No, it was Billy Madison. Billy Madison when he had the kid in the bus and he was out on the thing and
vaguely.
Then the kid pees his pants, so he pees his own pants. He's like, It's the coolest. Everyone's doing it. And he's like, and then all the kids start peeing their own pants.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like that. We all started farting. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to request a topic to be talked about or submit anything to us, you can email us at yoummeandmikepodcast@gmail.com. That's everything typed out, yoummeandmikepodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Keep listening, tell your friends, and let's smash that subscribe button.
Thank you. We don't have a. Oh wait, we do. Yeah. Well, it's not. It's called following over on like Apple Podcast. We're not YouTubers, but thank you so much for listening.
This is on YouTube.
That's true. We do post this on YouTube, so I guess you could smash the
subscribe
button. Yeah. Thank y'all so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Adios.